Hi, it's me, Dr. Gandhi, and today I'm going to face one of my most challengingest challenges ever. That's right, chavs. Now, before I go into much depth of a chav, I'm going to tell you what a chav is. A chav is an undereducated species that live amongst the underdeveloped areas such as council estates, Liverpool, Brighton, Blackpool, and Mansfield. Today I'll be focusing specifically upon Mansfield chavs. And would you believe it? We've got some chavs right behind here. As you can see, these chavs are very dependent on their technology and make much noise wherever they go. Now, I am going to be the most daring I have ever been before and provoke this wild animal. What, you starting? You starting? What are you starting with? As you can see, I've pinned down a chav. This chav has a particularly large jaw for making too much noise. Also, her ears have been expanded and deaf due to loud music played by Lily Allen and Dizzy Rascal.
What are you doing?
Get off!
What are you doing? Get off.
Get off! Furthermore, they're one of the world's most aggressive animals who do not face extinction in near time. Over and out. Chavs have adapted a new layer of skin to cope with their everyday situations. For instance, your very basic layer of chav will be consistent of a Burberry cap, like this, and knee-length socks, like this, often tucked into their trousers for extra warmth. The second layer of chav gear will often be a Mackenzie coat or a football shirt, as demonstrated here. Most chavs wear an oversized football shirt as it will last them for a couple of years and it saves on money. Furthermore, male chavs will often stick a dollop of hair gel onto their hair, or female chavs apply thick layers of makeup, as shown here. No, thicker! Finally, the most dominant chavs will wear bling bling. This is often fake jewellery, which looks nowhere near real, yet they take pride in it. This often leads to mating and reproduction at young ages, such as 14 to 15.
Chavs are cool!
As we can see, chavs have adapted a new form of dialect. This is often called slang. Chavs often fill this language with such profanities and swear words and often referring to sexual intercourse. A written dialect for this language is referred to as text message, which is often called by the chavs as texting. Chavs often rely upon cigarettes for everyday survival. This often appears within ritual of watching Trisha or Jeremy Kyle. However, lucky chavs often get to appear on this by sleeping with each other's boyfriends or incest. A more competitive chav can smoke up to 48 fags an hour. Here we have the heart of a 15-year-old chav. As you can see, cigarettes appear out of the arteries and the veins. That's how often they smoke. Furthermore, the heart is filled with noodles and red stuff. This isn't blood, however. This is often red wine because they're too poor to afford real drinks. In reference to the animal world, we often see stronger animals prey upon the weaker animals as a food source. For instance, we see lions preying upon innocent zebras, tearing their body up just to be eaten. In reference to a chav, we see them prey upon a weaker species again. That's right, a pod. Here we are, a real chav!
Oi, nerds! Oi! Speed brains!
Leave us alone.
Oi, where's your dinner money?
Don't have any.
Leave her alone.
You what?
Leave her alone.
Don't touch him!
Oh, poor pods. They're a very helpless species. If only in this world they had stronger bones and muscles to defend themselves from these chavs. Oh no! I think I've been spotted by a chav! Nice chavvy, chavvy, chavvy! Nice chav! Chav. Many of you may be wondering, how do chavs happen? Well, this is how. Female chav. Male chav. Yes, they're both fine when they're separate, but when they come together, oh, things become different.
Come here, girl.
Come on, I'm laughing! Hold that!
Right, you're on.
10 minutes later. Oh, as we can see, we've got the final.
Oh no!
Go! And this is how chavs reproduce. Mating often leads to reproduction at young ages. Prime mating ages are often 14 to onwards. At some point in their lives, chavs have to do their grocery shopping. The more richer chavs show off their money at Wilko's, Lidl and Aldi. The unfortunate chavs have to spend their money at Netto or even at their local off-license. Here we are at one of our local off-licenses on the build-up to a Friday night. Come on. It's clear. Let's follow this chav as he takes a tour around the shop warmlessly. This chav is a very smelly chav. Therefore, he's taking interest in deodorants. Instead of cleaning themselves, chavs often spray heavy amounts of deodorants on each other to pretend to smell like flowers as if that's natural. Your common chav spends much time in their supermarket. This is to allow them to do such rituals, such as shoplifting. I don't understand how this is done though. I think shops are very heavy to lift. This is a dangerous mission. Here, the chav is indulging upon alcohol beverages. 1 minute, mate. This chav has selected a VK Blue, one of the cheaper in its range. If it was a rich chav, it would have went for Smirnoff. But it's not a rich chav, he's a common chav. Luckily, this is one of our less violent chavs.
Only now, only 1 2.
I'm going to try and communicate with this chav.
Oh my God.
Excuse me, good sir. Do you have a minute?
Is it too
Yeah,
warm?
it wasn't when it's done.
I believe this chav is partial in hearing. He keeps asking me what, which I believe is pardon in their own chav language. Excuse me, your hat is at the side.
You sure? Because I only said 10 cents.
Yeah,
This chav obviously goes to primary school as he is reciting the key words that are learnt at primary school, such as and. Oh look, this chav is indulging in literature. Chavs often use picture books. Chavs often use picture books as they haven't learnt as much. I think we've embarrassed this chav amongst his peers.
Right. And have you got any IDs for the alcohol?
Don't need ID. Don't need ID.
Don't need ID?
No.
I'm afraid I need some IDs. It's an ID, but with a smiley face on it, it just doesn't quite work the same, you know. You're gonna have to get a real ID, I'm afraid.
It looks like this scene's about to get messy. We're going to be over and out now.
One.
It looks like this discussion has been sorted. Okay. Chavs like this one often feed upon ethnic foods to survive. The most ethnic a chav has ever gotten was the Greek chip shop. However, many chip shops like this across the UK are closed down due to being in rundown areas. Therefore, this poor chav has had to settle with another form of ethnic food, Chinese pot noodles. The soy sauce adds extra effect into it. Oh my god, he's edging closer!
Recording.
Now, my years of zoology is going to be put into use by discovering the digestive system of a chav. Firstly, we start off with hydrochloric acid, the main acid found in the stomach, and the chav's main source of nutrients, a pot noodle. Let's see what happens when chav noodle goes into the hydrochloric acid.
Harold's an idiot.
As we can see, it looks like the scientific formula vomitus. Now, with some universal indicator solution, let's see what it looks like.
That's worse than me.
As you can see, it's a very poisonous solution, and chav's face extinction. Unfortunately, our camera had broken down when the chav had entered the chav jumping contest. However, he did win first prize. Nice chav. As a little present, he did leave us his pot noodle as well, which will be sorted out a bit later. However, thank you for following me on this discovery of chavs. Chavs have been among us for so many decades, yet nobody has ever questioned them. Until I, David Attenborough, Harold Gandhi, had decided to question this. Throughout learning about chavs, I have realised that many of their aspects relate to one thing: harsh third world poverty within the United Kingdom, especially within council estates. Thank you very much for watching, and unregrettably, I'm sticking with animals.
Riding through the city on my bike all day, cause the filth took away my license. It doesn't get me down and I feel okay, cause the sights that I'm seeing are priceless. Everything seems to look as it should, but I wonder what goes on behind doors. A fella looking dapper and he's sitting with a snapper, then I see it's a pimp and it's crackle. You might love, you might frown, walking round London town.
Chav. Female chav. Male chav. Yes, they are right when separate. However, when placed together, they often get urges. Hey! This is an unrare chav mating scene. What is the difference between a coconut and a chav? Well, one's thick and hairy on the outside, the other's just a nut.